Hello everyone. Hope you're all well. I wanted to continue on my legend series. I was having a high fever, and that is why I was off for a few days. And today I wanted to give one of the most, if not the most, courageous batsmen of Indian cricket, Mohinder Amarnath. And Sunil Gavaskar, in one of his books, said, "Courage, thy name is Jimmy." Mohinder Amarnath was known as his nickname was Jimmy, and he's famous for some of the battles he has had with the fast bowlers. And he is the son of Lala Amarnath, who was the first captain post independence for India as well. And Mohinder Amarnath was the hero of the 1983 World Cup. He was a man of the match in the semi-finals against England and also in that finals against West Indies. And his older brother Surinder Amarnath also played for international cricket, and his younger brother Rajinder Amarnath also played first class cricket. And he is from Punjab. He was born 24th September 1950 in Punjab. And he played 69 test matches for India, and he scored 4,378 runs at a very good average of 42.5, and he scored 11 hundreds, and his highest was 138. And he also took the 32 wickets in test cricket. In one-day internationals, he played 85 matches, and he scored 1,924 runs, and he scored 200s, and he also took 46 wickets. And like I said, he was a hero of the 1983 World Cup. I should say, he was not selected. He was not really treated well by the selectors. There's famously Mohinder Amarnath said that Indian selectors were a bunch of jokers, and I wouldn't really disagree with him. Not the current selectors, but in those times, I guess. And even with me personally, I mean, even at district level, my cricket career kind of was shortened because of my what happened at my district level, and I was purposefully put out of the team. There was a selector who told me that gone are those days when people would come to your house and ask you to win the match for the district of Pathandatta. You can imagine a 50 plus year old selector talking to a 19, 20-year old boy like that. I've written about all these things in my book, so let's see what happens. But anyway, I was saying Mohinder Amarnath was really treated badly by the selectors. Even after he was the hero of the 83 World Cup, he was in and out of the team a lot. Otherwise, he should have played a lot. But he was known for his courage. And Vivian Richards once said that Mohinder Amarnath was one of the nicest guys to have ever played the game of cricket. And David Boone, the famous Australian batsman, said that the word concede didn't seem to be in his vocabulary because he never accepted defeat, and he was never someone who gave up. He always stood up and batted, and he gave his best. Obviously, being from Punjab as well, that is one quality that you expect from people from Punjab. So some big compliments coming from David Boone and Vivian Richards as well. And there's been some incidents where he was injured. He had a hairline fracture to his skull when he was hit by a bouncer from Richard Hadley of New Zealand, Sir Richard Hadley. And then once he was knocked out in unconscious by Imran Khan of Pakistan. And once he had his tooth knocked out by Malcolm Marshall of West Indies. And once he was hit on the jaw by a bouncer from Jeff Thompson in Perth. And the next day, Mohinder Amarnath could only have ice cream for lunch. That's how painful it was, the jaw. So these are four instances where he was really hit badly, but he still always kept his head high and batted with determination and grit. And in the 1982-83 series West Indies tour in Bridgetown, Barbados, which is one of the most difficult places to play cricket against the West Indies, especially at that time, he had to retire in the match to have stitches on his head after he was hit on the head. And when he came back to play, Michael Holding had the ball in his hand, and as everyone expected, Michael Holding bowled a bouncer. And normally, a batsman who had just had stitches and who had to retire from a match, if you get a bouncer, you would probably, trust me, you would just probably leave it. But Mohinder Amarnath hooked that ball to the boundary. I mean, that was his courage, and no wonder why Sunil Gavaskar said, "Courage, thy name is Jimmy." Not many batsmen would do that, trust me. The West Indies had the better of him in that series later after that, but I was just giving that instance about his courage. And he was well known for his batting technique, which was very good, and is also his skill and his temperament as well. I mean, he had all of that, and he was also very well known for his determination and his courage and grit, which no other batsman had, like Mohinder Amarnath had. And like I said, I mean, he in that 1983 World Cup, I mean, he was very famous. He in that semi-finals, he took wickets and he scored 46 runs against England in that semi-finals, and he was the man of the match. In the finals, it was a low-scoring affair where India only got 183 runs, and he scored 26 runs, and he also took three important wickets in the finals against West Indies, and he was the man of the match in the semi-finals and the finals of the World Cup. Like I think Travis said in this last World Cup, Shane Warne in 1999 and Aravinda De Silva in 1996. And he was the vice captain of the 1983 World Cup winning Indian team, where Kapil Dev was the captain. And he was also a part of that 1985 Indian team that won the World Championship of Cricket in Australia, where the leg spinner Shiva Ramakrishnan and the wicketkeeper Sadananda Vishwanath were all sensations and youngsters who was really was sensations in that tournament. And Ravi Shastri getting that car, and Gavaskar, Vengsakar, all of them playing Srikanth, obviously. And Mohinder Amarnath was a part of both of those big teams, the 1983 World Cup winning team and the 1985 World Cup World Championship winning team as well. And like I said, Mohinder Amarnath could have played a lot more for India, and he was also known as among the cricketing circles. When players talk about Indian players, they are one of the first players that says talk that was really good against extreme pace was Mohinder Amarnath. I mean, he's someone who could always handle the extreme pace of bowlers, as he has shown before, and he was a very good hooker of the ball as well. And remember, in those times, there was no limit to the bouncers. They could bowl six bouncers in an over, and there was no helmets, etc. as well. So it took a lot of courage to do what Mohinder Amarnath used to do. I mean, it's easier said than done. But I mean, when you are batting on such pitches where you have got three, four fast bowlers just banging bouncers after bouncers, it's not an easy thing to bat. So Mohinder Amarnath's courage is always something that struggles to stand out. I mean, Indian cricket, he will always be known as the most courageous batsman. And even in world cricket, when they talk about courage, he will be one of the first batsmen that will come to many people's mind, and rightly so. And Mohinder Amarnath, like, and he was also a very good bowler, like bowler in the sense that he was like an all-rounder, even though he didn't take too many wickets, but he used to swing the ball really well. I mean, in the 1983 World Cup, I mean, Mohinder Amarnath had an bowling action. He used to have a run-up where he almost like was like he was withdrawing out of his run-up. When he came towards the crease, he would like really slow down, and then he used to just whip the ball, and he used to really swing it, and he was very accurate with his bowling. Obviously, pace wise, he wasn't very fast at all. He was like just around medium pace or less, but he really used to swing the ball and put the ball at the right in the right areas, and that's why he took those three important wickets against West Indies in that finals, and was the man of the match in the finals. Like I said, also taking wickets against England in that semi-finals. That's one of things to say about Mohinder Amarnath. And like I said, in that book where Sunil Gavaskar says, "Courage, thy name is Jimmy," it is a very important statement from obviously one of the game's greatest players, Sunil Gavaskar, giving a fitting tribute and a caption for Mohinder Amarnath, who also said about Bishan Singh Bedi when he said, "Floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee." These two are the best two quotes that I remember from that Sunil Gavaskar book about the Indian players. So Mohinder Amarnath, that is Mohinder Amarnath for you. Definitely the most courageous batsman that India has seen, and who could have played a lot more if the selectors didn't really push him around. And another thing, that he has a dubious record of being he was the first batsman to be dismissed, handle the ball in 1986 in a one-day internationals. one day international, and he was also once given out for obstructing the field in one day internationals, and he's the only player in the history of cricket to be out, handle the ball, and also obstructing the field both together. No one has been dismissed with both of the mode of dismissals, and he's also be on top of that. He's also been a hit wicket once, so that is a dubious record in his name. And he was famous for batting with a red handkerchief in his pocket. He was like a superstition for him. I mean, I forgot to say that in Steve-O's video. Steve also used to do that. He always had a red handkerchief in his pocket. So that is my video on Mohinder Amarnath. I hope I've covered everything. Especially remember that mode of dismissals. That's a very rare thing in Mohinder Amarnath's name. That is my video, and I'm sure a lot of older generation people, especially, will savor moments of Mohinder Amarnath, and everyone definitely thinks that he should have played a lot more for India. I hope you enjoy this video. Please take care, and God bless you all.